Welcome back to Velshi and Rule. Among the effects of the partial government shutdown, America's food supply, it may be at risk.
The Food and Drug Administration normally conducts about 160 routine food inspections a week. But because of the shutdown, FDA Commissioner Dr. Scott Gottlieb says all routine inspections of domestic food processing facilities have been suspended. All of them. That's because about 7,000 of the agency's 17,000 employees are furloughed. However, the FDA does say it's still conducting foreign food inspections, including inspections at ports. Now, if there's any good news here, it's that inspections of meat, poultry, and eggs continue. These are done not by the FDA, but by the Department of Agriculture. But I don't really understand why this is optional and not considered essential.
Yeah, I would say essential. Despite all of this, the FDA regulates about 75% of the nation's food supply. That's 31% of what it deals with is considered to be high risk. That includes baby formula, seafood, cheese, and produce.
All right, joining us now is Sarah Sorcher. She's the Deputy Director of Regulatory Affairs at the Center for Science in the Public Interest. Sarah, thank you for being with us. Just put this into perspective, because, you know, people like us hope and think that our food is inspected for, I don't know, bugs, rodents, the way they handle it, refrigeration, preparation. Tell me what this all means.
Yeah, well, the good news is, starting this week, Scott Gottlieb has announced they will be restarting at least those high-risk inspections, and so that means moving forward, about a third of FDA-regulated facilities will be inspected, but that still leaves two-thirds out. And these inspections are very important. They are, as you mentioned, looking for vermin. They're looking for temperature controls, whether they have a food safety plan in place. So it is very important that these FDA inspectors get out there and do their work.
And when inspections are not done, because we know some haven't been done recently, what are the biggest fears?
Well, it's important for folks not to panic, and also keep in mind that all that fresh produce, the romaine lettuce, those are being inspected by FDA. And in general, food companies do put in their own private controls, but what FDA is doing when it goes out there is they're doing unannounced spot checks. They're serving an educational role, they're flagging issues, and they're catching that small number of bad actors who is really being negligent when it comes to food safety. So we can expect that in the immediate term, this is not going to have a huge impact on food safety, but it may, as the shutdown moves on, as we see more and more facilities that are not getting the same level of federal attention, have create risks for consumers.
When does it worry you? At what point do you get worried that America's food supply chain might be in danger because of a prolonged shutdown?
Well, of course, the time it would really worry you is if you had another outbreak. These inspections are targeted towards preventing the next outbreak by catching those issues that might lead to foodborne illness before they start. But overall, there's no cutoff point when it starts being an emergency. It's a matter of increasing levels of risk over time.
All right, Sarah, thanks very much for helping us through this. Sarah Sorcher is the Deputy Director of Regulatory Affairs at the Center for Science in the Public Interest.
Exactly the kind of thing you take for granted.
Always. I mean, that's one of the beauties of living in America. You take it for granted, but you realize with this, with TSA, with air traffic controllers, you really can't take this stuff for granted. We depend on government workers who you don't hear about, you don't watch about watching movies, who really do important work to keep us safe.
They keep the great American machine running.
Hey, MSNBC fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down there and click on any of the videos here to watch the latest interviews and highlights. You can get more MSNBC for free every day with our newsletters. Just visit msnbc.com/newsletters to sign up now.